The 2023 Nobel Prize in Chemistry celebrates Mangi Bawendi, Louis Bruss, and Alexei Ekimov as nanotechnology pioneers for their breakthrough work on quantum dots. These microscopic particles, altering properties based on size, have transformed LED lights, TV screens, and cancer surgery. The laureates' ingenuity lies in using the same atoms but varying their quantities to achieve diverse colors and properties, revolutionizing nanoscience. Italian authorities probe a tragic bus crash near Venice that claimed 21 lives, including 2 children. The cause of the Mestre crash, involving an electric-powered bus, remains unknown. Investigators focus on the bus's battery, considering its role in accelerating the fire. Video evidence is under scrutiny to ascertain other contributing factors. The bus, traveling from Venice to Marghera, tragically veered off an overpass. Venice's mayor described the scene as apocalyptic. The Italian Senate observed a minute of silence in honor of the victims. Thai authorities are set to charge a 14-year-old boy with premeditated murder after a shooting spree at a Bangkok mall. The incident at Siam Paragon Shopping Center resulted in 2 fatalities, and the suspect, experiencing a psychological breakdown, used a modified pistol firing blanks. Panic and chaos ensued during the incident, prompting a swift police response. While mass shootings are uncommon in Thailand, gun violence and illegal firearm modifications persist, reflecting challenges in firearm control. Indian police raided residences of journalists linked to the critical news organization, NewsClick, known for scrutinizing the government. 46 individuals were questioned and their devices seized, with 2 arrests made under the stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Critics view the move as an assault on press freedom. The raids raise concerns about the government's control over media and freedom of expression, a sentiment echoed by independent media in India. Russia intensified drone attacks on Ukraine, showcasing the shift towards a drone-centered conflict stemming from the invasion 18 months ago. The Ukrainian military, known as the Army of Drones, demonstrated their drone units' efficiency in targeting and destroying enemy assets. One pilot described their success in destroying Russian tanks using Ukrainian-designed R-18 octocopters. Despite challenges in sourcing drones due to bans, Ukraine presses on with drone warfare, acknowledging its life-saving impact. The Cardinals expressed concerns about Catholic doctrine before the Synod on synodality, seeking clarity on key issues from the Vatican. Their formal requests, known as dubia, focus on topics like same-sex blessings and the ordination of women, desiring simple yes or no responses from the Pope. Pope Francis emphasized marriage as a sacred union between a man and a woman, while leaving room for pastoral consideration regarding non-marital blessings. Media misinterpretations regarding the Pope's stance on gay marriage have stirred discussions. President-elect Mohamed Muizu of the Maldives, with backing from a China-friendly coalition, reiterated his opposition to foreign military forces in the country. He defeated the incumbent in closely contested elections, raising questions about the nation's ties with India and China. Muizu aims to maintain alliances with countries supporting Maldives' policies, signaling a potential shift away from India's historical influence. India emphasizes collaboration and will observe Muizu's policies, underlining their not anti-Maldives stance. Pakistan has mandated nearly 1.73 million undocumented immigrants, predominantly Afghan nationals, to voluntarily depart the country or face deportation by November 1st. Interior Minister Sarfraz Bugti emphasized concerns about Afghan nationals' involvement in attacks within Pakistan, indicating a strained relationship with Afghanistan. The Afghan embassy termed the move harassment and criticized the arrest and mistreatment of Afghan refugees in Pakistan. Pakistan intends to admit Afghans only with valid passports and visas starting November 1st, clamping down on properties and businesses owned by Afghans. Debates over funding for Ukraine's war come as a pro-Russian party gains victory in recent Ukrainian parliamentary elections, raising questions about waning support. Despite reassurances from President Biden and the EU, fatigue from war and geopolitical concerns could impact support for Ukraine. Experts emphasize the risk of emboldening anti-international order actors if backing diminishes, highlighting the strategic importance of continued support. However, some argue the war was never winnable, and the U.S. might offer limited defensive aid as Russia advances. A magnitude 4.0 earthquake struck south of Naples, Italy, following a recent stronger quake in the volcanic Campi Flegrei region. Minor building damage occurred, but no injuries were reported. The area, with a history of seismic activity, has seen increased quakes this year. Campi Flegrei experiences bradyseism, causing ground uplift and lowering. The region faces the potential of an eruption last observed in 1538. The Italian National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology urged evacuations in vulnerable areas, with over 800,000 people residing in designated risk zones. A video capturing ultra-Orthodox Jews spitting on the ground near foreign Christian worshippers with a wooden cross in Jerusalem has ignited anger and condemnation. The incident highlights a surge in religiously motivated attacks, causing concern among religious leaders. The Israeli government's conservative stance with influential ultranationalist members has raised fears of growing intolerance and emboldened extremists. Critics argue that this trend contradicts Israel's commitment to freedom of worship and protection of holy places. Florida experienced hazy skies as wildfire smoke from Canada traveled south, reaching Miami and causing unhealthy air quality. Over 300 uncontrolled wildfires in Canada contributed to the phenomenon. Weather patterns facilitated the spread, carrying smoke from eastern Canada down the east coast to Miami. The smoke, affecting various regions, resulted in an unhealthy air quality index in multiple cities. The smoky haze was visible across Florida from the Panhandle to the East Coast and South Florida. During a homecoming week celebration at Baltimore's Morgan State University, a shooting occurred, injuring 5 individuals. The historically black college was placed on lockdown as police searched for suspects, with no arrests made at the time. The victims, aged 18 to 22, sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The incident transpired after the coronation of Mr. and Miss Morgan State, prompting the lockdown as a precaution. The university president canceled Wednesday's classes and planned an emergency meeting to address upcoming events.